I'm a money making, meditating, marathon-minded, musically inclined human being.
Okay, here we are again, the Blade Above Podcast, episode 6. I'm Cody.
Raul, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about gratitude.
Yes, we're going to talk about gratitude today, and what gratitude means to us, and how to create a practice of it, or at least what we do. Essentially, a lot of opinions here, and just kind of speaking what we think about how to be grateful, which is also kind of thankful. You could look at it like that. But what does gratitude mean to you, Raul?
Gratitude is appreciating the little things in life. Obviously every morning I say a prayer, thankful, grateful that I'm awake, roof over my head, I got food, clothes, I'm fucking warm. I got, car, job, 2 jobs per se.
Yep.
I got weed to smoke, little shit, clothes, everything, and the coffee that I'm fucking drinking, and being able to get up and go on a walk, because I wake up every morning and go on a walk, and just appreciating, even it being cold, like that's nature, that's life, like that's being grateful to just be here. And then how I approach my days, how I kind of think about that, and it's just like I don't think there's anything that can really deteriorate my day from me, like ultimately my happiness throughout the day, because I'm grateful to be here. Like I got a lot of little things that I should appreciate, and I do.
Right.
So
one of the things that just popped in my head that I like to think about is, you said I'm grateful I have a job, and I think that there's a lot of people who are like don't want a job for some reason, or like don't want to work, or like I don't know, I guess I kind of used to be like that, like because some jobs suck, like working in some fast food and stuff, but like even you could be grateful for the fast food job. Like how do you look at that?
Well, honestly, I gained that gratitude for like just the job itself, because I've done a lot of shitty jobs. I've done construction, I've done landscaping, painting, I've done a lot of shit. I worked at Ross, which is fucking horrible. I've cleaned toilets, I've done janitorial shit. So it's like now, I grow weed for a living, and it's just like, fuck, dude, working with plants every day, watering, bullshitting is a lot better than fucking, cleaning toilets. Yep. And so just experiencing stuff like that, and like shitty times, and working super long hours on something that I didn't enjoy doing, I look back now and I was like, I learned a skill. I did that for a reason, and that shit was fun, and I kind of miss it a little bit, It makes me appreciate what I do now, because it's not nearly as hard, but it's still hard work sometimes, But just seeing like past jobs that I've had, it just makes me appreciate my job that I have now. And just working in general, and that like shifts my perspective to when I do go work. I've done like a bar job where I had to do dishwashing. I didn't mind it. It was fun. And some people hate that, but that's the only option they got sometimes. And like I said, just doing shitty jobs, when you go do something like that. I recently cleaned toilets again and shit like that, and I enjoyed it. Like it wasn't fun because I learned from the past. And when I did it before this time, I was like, shit, fuck this shit. I'm too good for it. Now I'm like, dude, I appreciate this shit.
You weren't really holding that gratitude.
No, because it was all I had. Like I had to do it to fucking make my money.
Right.
And now I did it because I wanted to experience doing it again, just because.
Right. Yeah. I guess I was just kind of thinking about like, just when I had those, because same thing with you. Like I used to wash dishes. I had to clean toilets, had to do all the bullshit, clean up, throw up, all that bullshit. And at the time, I guess even at the time, there was times where I had gratitude for it. Like I felt like almost lucky to have a job in general, because like it's like cool to be able to pursue something. And because I knew I wasn't going to be there forever, it was like, this is like, I'm glad someone hired me. I have to do this terrible stuff right now, but the gratitude is what like helped me get through that at the time, because it was like, well, at least I'm getting paid. Like at least I'm taking a step into the right direction. And so I was just kind of thinking about like, because I think that's like one of the hardest things is like being in a shitty place, but then finding a way to hold gratitude in that situation itself, like looking for the light in the dark spot. Essentially, it's like, man, this job sucks, but like I'm grateful I got it. Like I'm thankful that I'm able to work.
That's how I look at it now.
Yeah.
Like every time, like I do have 2 jobs and stuff, and I like that past job that I was doing janitorial, I was like, I know I'm not doing this forever. I'm doing it because I want more money. And it's like, I know it's not gonna be forever, and it's up to me to make it fucking not forever, And we have that option to do that. But so it's like I gained that perspective maybe like the last year or so, prior to that, I never had that perspective. I was like, fuck this shit. Like, I don't like this is gonna be forever. But in the back of my mind, I always had that, you know, a vision that it's like it's not gonna be forever. But in the moment, it feels like it's the only thing that's gonna fucking happen. I'm like, fuck, and that's when you get stuck. How I got stuck, you know.
Yeah. So I know you've been growing weed for 2 years, and you said that you've just recently, in the last 1 year, like learned how to be grateful for the job and just like your situation. What do you think like made that turn?
I think once I got the job of growing weed, but about a year into it, you know, I got COVID, got stuck at home for a month. I was literally at home for a month in my room. Wasn't able to do shit. Like I was going crazy, dude. Like I was like, fuck. So after that, I got 2 jobs right after, probably like a month after I got good off COVID and stuff, was able to work, because I realized, I was like, dude, I had fucking drained my money. I had to borrow some money, and I was like, oh fuck, like this can't fucking be my life situation when like shit goes wrong. Right. And so following that, that's when I kind of fucking gained that perspective. Like, all right, I got to do something else that I know that is going to bring me more money, but I know it's not going to be forever. It's going to be for X amount of time period, just so I can get some financial backup and, you know, work forward to, you know, more money, you know, find a way to make more money. Right. So getting a second job and stuff like that, and then, you know, obviously getting sick, that made me realize that it's like, dude, I need to do more.
So you were like, that also you were like lucky to have what you had, because it got taken from you.
Yeah. And that's when I like realized, I was like, dude, this is like when people get hit really hard. Like, you don't save a lot of money. You don't save enough money. Like, I had just enough money to make it through the month and whatnot, but you know, it's still not enough sometimes. Yeah. But then I was able to look back, and I was like, dude, I'm really grateful that I saved X amount of money to get me through that month that I wasn't able to work.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking, like, before that, were there more days where you were like, oh, I got to go to work, and then it got taken from you, and you're like, dude, I can't wait to get to work. Like, I'm so lucky.
Well, I always enjoyed going to work just because it was weed. But I was really complacent with it. Right. Like, I was just like, yeah, I get to go to work. Like, I didn't really think too much of it. Didn't think anything bad or, you know, nothing. I was just complacent. Like, I'm going to work. Yeah. But it wasn't that dread feeling of like, fuck, I gotta go dig holes for 10 hours. Yeah. Like, it wasn't that dread feeling, but it was just a complacent feeling of getting up and going.
Yeah, I feel that. And then after, you're like more motivated.
Yeah, after sitting at home, you know, I was just like, dude, I need to figure out how to make money, because I like money. Like, you know, money is a tool. Yeah. And it's definitely a tool we all like to use.
You said something just a second ago. You said, I get to go to work. And I think that in my past, I used to say I have to go to work. And today, I've learned to say I get to go to work. How's that a difference?
Shout out David Meltzer.
Yeah.
So it's just like saying I have to do this, you kind of like drag with it, like, oh, I have to go do this. Oh, I have to go over here and do this shit. Instead of, you know, you obviously have to practice doing it. Like, I practice that shit, do. Like, I get to go to work. I get to go fucking, you know, do this boring ass task that I don't really want to do. And that right there, you got to be grateful that you get to go do that shit. Yep. You don't have to go do it. No one's making you do it, you know? But you have the ability to go do it, so you get to go do it. Be grateful that you're able to go do it. Yeah. That's how I fucking approach everything in my life now, because David Meltzer, you know, learn from him, and I try to practice that shit. Try to practice saying thank you every day. It's hard. Yeah. It's fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I look at it in a similar way. Like, I guess I try to also take a step back and look at, like, the whole world in general, and, like, what some people got to do to make money. Yeah. And, like, just, like, saying, like, I guess I kind of, like, want to talk about just a little bit, like, how to find the gratitude in when, like, digging holes, like you said, like, fuck, I gotta go dig holes. Like, that shit was shitty. Bro. Because I feel like if I could have held more gratitude in those times when I had to do those shitty jobs where I used to say I have to, that, like, I could have made more advancements, like, and felt better about just life in general. And I just think that it's like, even if you have, like, the shitty job, like, saying I get to can be difficult because you feel like you have to do that shitty job, and it's like super, like you said, dreadful. Yeah. But I feel like that's what can turn the dread into more like enthusiasm about, like, the drive, because it's like, you know what, like, I like get to go do this job, and it may be real shitty, but like like some people don't get this opportunity.
You know what's funny though? The way I realized it. So I guess like when I realized it, when I like doing shitty jobs like that, I realized like, okay, you got to look at the, I personally looked at the end product, because I was doing landscaping, painting and stuff like that. So it was like, you know, what shit that was done right, it looked nice when it was done. And I was a part of it. I was a part of that whole construction shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you know, just three of us working, but you look at your shitty job that you're doing, quote unquote, digging holes, whatever. And you look at this, and then you look at the end product, and to me it was satisfying, because
Right.
I was like, dude, I did some of that work.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fucking get glorified at all or get paid fucking nearly as much as the owners, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, bro, that shit is dope.
Yeah.
I took part of that. And if it weren't for fucking me digging those holes, then that shit wouldn't have got done.
Mm-hmm.
It probably still would have, but, you know, and then I was like, okay, that's fucking dope. I did that. I'm
Yeah.
grateful that I was able to fucking participate and help in doing that.
Yeah.
But honestly, like when I started like changing that perspective, dude, I was hating going to work and stuff. This was right after I graduated out of high school, and I moved out of my house and whatever. Went and worked. I was painting, and I would get up, because I'd work like 15-hour days, 16-hour days painting, and I'd get up and I would fucking hate waking up, dude. And like I had this fucking shitty ass feeling up until like 9 a.m. and I couldn't fucking take it. You know, this was just that one day. And I was just like, I felt like crying. I was just like, dude, I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, fuck this shit. And I would call my mom every morning, and she would reassure me every time, like, just chill out. Like, pray. I'll pray for you. You say a prayer, and just know this isn't gonna last forever. Like, just stop doing that. Like, you're working, you're doing fine. And that alone, like, literally like 2 months of calling and just hearing that changed my perspective.
Yeah.
And so ever since then, I gained that gratitude of like, doing shitty jobs ain't so shitty.
Right. Because it gets you somewhere.
Yeah, it's getting you somewhere, and as long as you know you're not staying there, you don't want to stay there,
Right.
you're gonna progress.
And even if that's somewhere, because for me, a lot of the time, it was like being able to stand on my own 2 feet was like super important to me. Like to get out of my parents' home and to be able to pay my own rent and not do those things was like better than the shitty job. I knew that, like, I was like, I'm just grateful that I like actually get to buy myself stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm grateful I get to pay my rent.
Yeah.
Like,
Take
and
yourself
don't
out
have
to
to
eat.
exactly, and don't have to like rely on other people for that, essentially, type thing. Like, I was just, because some people, again, like again my perspective again, I always take a step back and say, man, some people just don't like either have the drive or they don't have the opportunity that I'm finding myself in right here. But
Yeah.
like then just being like, thank you, like, geez.
Yeah,
I'm
and
so
like
glad.
I just been in a lot of situations, just like after high school and graduating and working jobs that I worked, I always worked with older people, and I would always ask like, yo, do you like what you're doing? And everybody would be like, no, I'm like, I regret this, I don't want to be here, kind of thing. But luckily I also had people that were like, yo, like, I make good money, but this is not something you want forever. Like, work hard, learn, and do this and progress. And so I've always been lucky to work with coworkers that have pushed me to do better like that. And it's kind of crazy because I never really obviously had like a father figure to like help me when I needed it. But I think after I graduated, up until I was like 22, 23 is when I needed it even more. And I was grateful. I'm grateful to fucking had the opportunity to work with those people that, you know, gave me
get
guidance.
that advice.
Yeah, and it happened to be people too that didn't have kids at all. So it was just like destined, you know.
Right.
You know. So just experiencing that as an adult, and then growing up, I think what I experienced that I learned what I wanted to give was when, you know, going to like baseball tournaments and I had families taking me and care for me, you know, pay for the hotels, feed me dinner and all that good shit. Like I was just like, shit, one day I want to do this to other kids, you know, have that opportunity and ability to provide for people who struggle and shit.
Right.
And it's just like, in the time I didn't know, but looking back, I was like, dude, I was so grateful at such a young age.
That's what I was just thinking is like in the moment of the shitty shit, of the shitty stuff, the stuff you didn't really like, you end up getting older and looking back on it, if you can gain the perspective to be like, that shit strengthened me. And now I'm grateful for it, because had I not gone through those bad jobs or bad times with family, I wouldn't be as strong and able as I am today. I wouldn't have been around those certain people who would have gave me that advice.
Yeah.
Essentially, like, you wouldn't have met those people anywhere else except at that bad job.
Yeah, and, you know, the case could be, you know, they knew who I was. They knew who I was growing up, so maybe they had an idea of what was going on, but they didn't know. But in my head, I was always like, fuck, I'm fucking grateful for you guys. Like, you guys don't have to do any of this shit for me.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
And I think
looking back at it now, I'm just like, fuck.
yeah, and I think some people in those situations are like giving advice like for themselves even. They're like, man, I've been doing this for a minute and I don't even want to be doing it.
Yeah.
Like don't get stuck here. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just cool, the ultimate, like, that when it seemed like it sucked, there was like a lot of knowledge there, and I think that can be applied to like
Anything.
yeah, even like in my situation today, it's like when a day starts getting difficult, I can like try to remember those days where like the whole day was difficult and I didn't even like going to the job, but had I was able to like have some gratitude for that moment and learn that I was learning something, that something was valuable there to take with me, I'll start doing that in my day to day, where it's like we got to clean a room or we got to do a double harvest and that shit starts getting hella annoying and I've been working out 2 times a day and I'm just exhausted and I start feeling like this sucks, and then I just remember like this is the good part.
I'm able to do it.
Yeah, I'm here. I have a job. I got clothes. I'm able to feed myself. Like today's a good one. We're going to get through this and we're going to get stronger today. There's something good here.
It's like how randomly I just fucking said, it's like, bro, we really in this bitch. It's so crazy to think about because it's like, fuck, we're really fucking here. Like we're
alive.
You're alive, you know?
Having this conversation.
Like it's crazy.
Having all these viewers out here listening to us. Like super grateful. It's like crazy that like this is just sprouted out of the ground.
And it's like we want to help people grow because we're still growing. We're trying to fucking grow, practice shit every day. And it's like how I think about it is like I ain't no fucking preacher, but I practice what I preach.
Definitely. Yeah, that's one thing that's actually really pushed me to do this podcast is continue to do the things I talk about that I think that could help other people get better. Like double down on it, do it even more. Practice just
like Andy Frisella was fucking saying, he's like, dude, you can't fucking feel bad for yourself. Everybody has fucking a story. Everybody's gone through some shit.
Yeah.
You can't expect and rely on people to just fucking feel bad for you and get through life like that, because it's like you gotta fucking take some initiative and some steps to fucking better yourself, and it all starts mental.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been reading books lately. We've been reading books, and it's just like, bro, it's the most I've ever read.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I learned so much shit in that book that I already had a glimpse of myself without even knowing and reading shit.
Yeah, and then it like articulates it for you.
Yeah,
gives you a different way to think about it.
Dude, like, and how I told you the other day is like, you see these memes, quotes, whatever, say, knowledge is power, but it's really not, because knowledge is only potentially power.
Mm-hmm.
It's only power until you put it to use. And it's like, we know some stuff, we have different perspectives, and I want to share perspectives so other people can relate in whatever way. Right. So it's just like, like I said, we're not preachers, but we practice a lot of shit that we've been through. And
yeah, no, I definitely practice my own gratitude. Like when you said like waking up, I just say thank you to the universe and God and whatever's out there that didn't let me die in my sleep last night. And that's just the way I like to look at it. It just gives me a good way to be like, yes, I'm here. Like whatever problems I got going on, like it's cool I got those problems. It's cool I get to deal with that. And that like, because I got some friends and people who aren't here today, and they don't have no more problems. And so it's like, I'm just grateful that I get to be here to solve my own problems still, that I'm doing that stuff. And then it's like, after that, it's like, I just start with the small things in life, because I always like to take a step back and see that some people just don't have the shit that I have, like running clean water or shoes, a home, a vehicle. And then it's like, just the fact that I have those things, I feel like is an advantage in life that a lot of people take for granted. And that's where I think gratitude is a big deal. Is like, you probably got friends, you probably got family, because there's some days we wake up and we just, like personally me, like don't feel loved, don't feel like nobody cares. I feel like that's a big thing I hear from some people sometimes when they're going through it, and also what I've gone through is like, nobody cares. And it's like, I don't think, I highly doubt that's actually the truth. That's just probably you taking your relationships and the people around you for granted. And so I think that's why I start small. It's like, I got one friend, he's alive, and that's freaking tight. That's awesome. Yeah. So, but yeah, then just holding that practice throughout the day. Like I said, when it gets tough, just remembering that I do have some things and looking what I do have.
So what's your like daily practice for gratitude?
My daily practice is, like I said, I wake up, I say thank you, and I just say I'm glad that I'm alive today. I'm grateful that I have another chance to make myself better and just be here and see the things I get to see. I also then just pray for my friends and family. I hope that they're happy, healthy, and motivated to reach their goals and have the strength to do so as well. And then I look at the things I have. I don't try to look at the things I don't have, because everybody could say they want more.
Yeah,
But
we all
then-
do.
Yeah, and then it's like, but then you don't have it, and that can be upsetting. But it's like, what do you have?
Yeah, we all when we say we want more, we just gotta look at the end result of having it, and then
Yeah,
we
it's
stress
like-
ourselves out.
It's like I don't want wanting more to make me upset. I don't want.
Yeah, because you don't have it.
Right, exactly. And that's where the gratitude comes in. It's like, well, what do I have? Like,
Yeah.
I can still drive places. Like, I can call people. Like,
I have the ability to get up, go work, and so I can save
yeah,
money to
that's
go
another
get it.
thing. I'm grateful for my healthy body.
Yeah.
That's something super basic that I think a lot of people take for granted. Is like, you never know when you're gonna wake up and something be wrong, because that's happened in my life. And
Yeah.
so it's like, having that flip is like, damn, I was so taking that shit for granted.
Yeah.
I was taking my body for granted, and it's like, you get a little healthy, and it's like, that's just not happening again. Like, I'm using it. I'm doing pull-ups. I'm running. I'm gonna do this shit because you're gonna get older.
Yeah.
That's the fact of the matter, and everything is temporary.
Take care of yourself.
I was just taking all that shit for granted, and then so now it's like, when I'm like in a bad mood, I'm like, bro, you got both your feet. You got both your hands. Like, if you got both your hands and both your feet, like, don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Use them shits.
Yeah. Go do it.
Yeah, exactly. And be happy about it.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing to be happy about. If you don't have something to be happy about and you got both your feet, you're doing better than some people. I'll tell you that.
Nah, fuck, that's fucked up too. But
Some guy with no house, no nothing, with no arms and just 2 feet. It's like, yeah, you really think it's that fucking easy?
Yeah, yeah.
fuck.
Come on, Zach. I bet he's got
a
something.
comedian. He's a comedian.
I bet he's got something though, and that's the point. Is just don't take what you do have for granted. Like, homeboy still got a heart and a mind. Like, some people are vegetables. Like, and I don't know if that's a freaking politically correct way to say it, but some people are laying in hospital beds and begging for the opportunity you have. That's
Yeah.
what gratitude is to me.
Yeah.
Some people are in hospital beds begging for the opportunity you have. So use it and be grateful that you're not in that hospital bed or just in a worse situation. I always like to say it could be worse.
Yeah, I say that shit all the time.
Could be worse.
Fucking worse. I could be cleaning toilets right now.
Yep. And it could be worse than that.
And it could be fucking way. I could be cleaning prison toilets. I could
Yeah.
be cleaning porta potties.
With one foot.
Yeah, and one arm.
Yeah, exactly. Some people, like Gary Vaynerchuk, shouts Gary Vaynerchuk, he likes to say his gratitude practice is he wakes up in the morning and pretends that his whole family died, because it gives him the perspective to go about that day like so lucky and thankful. And those two things, I think that's what gratitude is to me, is like lucky and thankfulness put together. I'm so grateful that my family's here.
Yeah.
My friends are here. Not everybody died today. Like, that's fucking great.
One that's one way to fucking be happy, find happiness in the morning.
Yep.
Like, one piece of happiness right there. Like, you wake up and you got people in your house that you fucking care about, or just fucking you got a dog. Like, you know, fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker's happy as fuck. He got no fucking worry. Like, why should I? You know?
Yeah.
It's just fucking, you can relate it to a lot of things, but you got to be fucking able to shift your mindset to see it. And not everybody wants to see it.
Yeah. No, it takes, because if you're stuck at looking at how shitty life is, it's hard to take a step back and go like, it's good I
Bro,
have this.
Andy Frisella just said on his new podcast, he just said, you can't fucking try to look forward and backward at the same time. Fucking pick a way, because you can't go both ways.
I feel that.
And it's just like a lot of us get stuck in victimhood and try to be victims because we got a sad story. That's what he said. But we
Yeah.
all got one.
Everybody's got a sad story.
So he said, fucking use that shit.
Yeah. No,
Use that shit in your advantage.
yeah, it strengthens me. That's how I like to look at it. Like, what I went through strengthened me.
It's like you went or you're going through something bad. Like, fucking use that as strength to overcome it, because then you're gonna say, I fucking overcame that shit.
Yeah. Lifting weights isn't easy. That shit's
Fuck
hard
no,
while
it's
you're
not.
pushing the bar.
Yeah, that
While
shit's
you're
hard.
under that bar, that's difficult.
That's just mentally hard too.
Yeah.
I feel like at the gym is where you fucking gain a little bit of mental toughness too, because there's gonna be times where you're like, oh, I can't fucking push it, and then you fucking tell yourself I can push it, and then you fucking get it up.
Yeah, I was just relating it to the sense of like, that's what makes you stronger, is that hard shit.
Yeah.
That sad story, that adversity. That's
Yeah.
what's making you stronger. And then when it gets over and you can rest after that bar's rested, body's now repairing and you're getting stronger. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, but you gotta be able to fucking look at it that way.
Yeah, I completely
hard,
agree.
though.
So, if there was one thing you could tell the viewers and the world out there, maybe if they're just having a hard time and life is kind of shitty, how can you gain some gratitude and start having that be a daily thing?
Look at what's around you, what you got every day when you wake up, whether you have a job or not, and just start with what you fucking got around you. And it's tough, you know. Sometimes I gotta be a little fucking hard on myself and be like, and actually like cuss at myself, you know. So fucking look at what you fucking got. Realize that you got a lot more than what some people fucking don't have, and fucking work from there. And don't fucking dwell on the bad. There's always fucking good in everything, in every situation. And dude, I don't know. Fucking look at what you got around you.
Yeah,
and use what you got around you as tools.
Yeah, I want to add to that. One of these speakers I've listened to, Jim Rohn, he said, "You have everything you need within reach, no matter where you're at." Like, and I believe that, because that's, to me, that just puts everything in my hands, and it says, "There's no excuses. You can do it."
And
like,
whether you want to reach to someone for advice or anything, or you don't want to reach to someone for advice, there's podcasts, there's books, like there's people out there that actually talk about shit that can help you, which is how I practice and learn. Mm-hmm. We can all do it. You just got to want to. Yep. So if you want to change your mindset and actually be grateful, you got to be able to fucking want to do it.
Yep. You got to want to be better and be happier. You actually have to want happiness. I believe that being happy, or more so being peaceful, is a choice, and it's a practice.
Yeah. So. And don't fucking put up with any bullshit that you don't need around your life, because you don't need it.
Yep, I agree.
But stay high, stay motivated, stay happy. It's episode 6.
I'm Cody.
We're done. Raul.
And we hope you stay grateful and have a lot of gratitude in your life.
Yes, sir. Check us out on the socials. Let's get it.
Cool. I'm a money-making, meditating, marathon-minded, musically inclined human being. I'm a brave soul with a great flow, a creature you